every season of new anime, we are flooded with a whole batch of new material to watch. And nowadays, who actually has the time to go through them all? Well, fear not, for I shall be your guide through some series that caught my eye, following the sacred 3-episode rule, and giving my thoughts on them. So, join the shut-in weeb as we speedrun this season. Like most campfire horror stories, Yamishibai 13 focuses on short Japanese folklore, lasting about 5 minutes an episode, giving the story just enough time to get the audience invested in what is happening right before the twist and the ending, with the strongest of the episodes following an elevator demon. The short runtime makes it a perfect binge watch, and as this is the 13th installment in the series, which dates back to 2013, you have plenty to watch. But shifting over to another series that really doesn't seem to have a through storyline as of right now, is the adorable rom-com Pseudo Harem. But the harem consists of just one girl. Rin has just entered her brand new life chapter of high school, and while she's searching for the after-school theater club, she runs into an upperclassman who is in said club, introducing himself as the club's president, Iji, making the beginning of a great story. Except when the pair arrives to the club room, it is revealed that Iji is not the club president and is actually in fact a stagehand playing a practical joke. The real president of the club asks Rin to act out a scene from Romeo and Juliet, and she instantly blows everyone away. I really appreciate the writer taking the time to establish Rin's acting ability, because you may be asking, okay, that's cool and all, but what's the deal with the single girl harem? Well, it's just Rin. Iji states that he wishes he had a popular arc in high school and had a harem of girls fighting for his attention, to which Rin decides to become his harem and act out almost every archetype in most harem anime, covering the tsundere, the cool girl, spoiled girl, and others, with her changing her hairstyle to differentiate each one. This series has already established itself as a fun and adorable watch for me, and it seems like it's going to be going through every trope in the harem book you can think of, with the standout moments so far being from episode 3, with an adorable moment between the two, with Rin struggling to jump off of a prop and Iji overthinking catching her, resulting in the two of them becoming frozen out of nervousness and calling out for the club president like some infant children. It's also very creative with Rin, as she is very shy and nervous when pursuing Iji as her normal self. But she uses her acting skills to her advantage and pushing through, especially when it comes to asking for Iji's phone number, in which she pretends to be another one of the girls to have the confidence to ask for it, and because of such, receives it. And being completely honest, this series is absolutely diabetic with how sweet and adorable it is. Yep, I know you know what this is. Dear heavens above, where do I begin? Okay, this is what this show is. It's like if you took weed and acid and mixed it in a blender, and you gave it to a person who is sleep deprived, and then you told them to write a show. Yeah, to me, that's my dear friend Nokotan. Koshi is the class president and school's model student. Perfect, elegant, the gem of the crown. But she's also trying to hide the fact that her past was her being a delinquent. But one day on her way to school, Koshi runs into a girl with deer antlers stuck on a telephone wire, originally decided to leave her, but eventually helps her down, sealing her fate to become a part of Nokotan's shenanigans. For me, the show can be very hit or miss with its comedy in my opinion. I do love how Koshi is a serious straight man and the butt of many jokes, just reacting to the insanity around her. There were times where I was laughing my head off, like for example, when Nokotan couldn't get through the class door due to her antlers. So, instead of her just turning her head to fit through, she instead just does this. But for every one of those moments of laughing, I had just as many where the humor didn't tickle my funny bone. Like the quiz show segment, where all of Koshi's embarrassing secrets were exposed to the class. And no, I am not some connoisseur of comedy, knowing how to make the perfect punchline, and anything short of that I find as a disgrace to comedy, and I spit it out. No, hell, I still laugh my head off with this video. The show is a fun watch, and it does remind me of Pop Team Epic with its crazy out-of-left-field humor. So if you are looking for an insanity, welcome to your psych house. But I have a question for you. When you think of dungeons, what do you think of? Does the image of fighting orcs and goblins searching for powerful loot, or Furins having 0 IQ and getting eaten by a mimic come to mind first? Yeah, it's a cruel, dark place with no mercy. Well, Clay was trained by her father from a young age for years in order to survive the heavy price for entering a dungeon, growing stronger and stronger in order to surpass the grueling challenges that the dungeon presents, with her training ultimately paying off, because up till now, no other adventurer nor party has gone past level 5. But Clay all by herself has now reached the depths, entering level 9, and comes face to face with a mighty minotaur. In the fight, Clay realizes this is the fight of her life, against a powerful enemy. But maybe a bit too powerful, as he blows a hole in the wall during one of his attacks, and in which this beast of an enemy does a total 180 and shifts its tone, and becomes like a panicking child who was playing ball in the house and broke their mom's favorite lamp. This tonal shift really throws Clay off, but as she is processing it, the dungeon's administrator Belle comes in to fix the wall and sends the Minotaur on his way. Belle then proceeds to give Clay a tour of the dungeon's facilities. The first thing that came to mind with Dungeon People was a medieval themed Cells at Work, a fun, cutesy story that makes answering the question, how can people go back into the dungeon time after time and still find loot and enemies, into a wholesome slice of life fantasy. Seeing the inner workings of how the dungeon works, mixed with the adorable atmosphere, gives off the sense of being backstage at Disneyland. The characters fit the mold you would come to expect. The usual emotionally reserved one, the over-the-top cutesy one, and their co-workers who are the guide to the MC for their department. And you would think that the series would keep this tone throughout. But one scene that makes me feel like the pendulum can swing back to serious is when Clay is given the opportunity to fight some adventurers as a skeleton, and she's asked the question, could you kill them? To which we are shown a flashback of Clay killing other adventurers who were going to molest her. I don't know if this is going to be a one-off scene, and I hope not, because if it is something that's going to be consistently throughout, I have high hopes for this anime, that it's going to add another layer of depth to it, and it's really going to make itself stand out. But the thing is, it's time for the big guns. And no bigger gun, in my opinion, is the smash hit series from last year, Oshinoko, which has returned for a second season, and this time focuses more on Aqua and the others as they prepare to perform a manga-adapted stage play. And I know we were all thinking it, is this season's opening anywhere close to last season's Idol? No, but it's not supposed to be. Idol was a fun, energetic poppy song that was our introduction to Ai and her influence on the series, a reflection of the season's main points, mainly B. Komachi's revival. The tone for season 2's opening has to get the audience feeling the intensity between the actors and the competition of their egos in their play performances. And I have to say, it is done brilliantly. Oshinoko, to no one's surprise, has delivered in terms of a captivating story accompanied by amazing visuals, filled with moments that send chills running throughout the audience. It's super hard to just describe how amazing this anime has been so far in just 3 episodes, as each leaves you with a hunger to continue the story. But even so, the first 3 are packed full of moments, such as the visuals that accompany the actors when they're rehearsing a scene in the Tokyo Blade play, with a bold splash of color enveloping not only the actors, but also leaving its mark on the environment and those around them, allowing the passion to bleed through and seeing it. But the actors aren't the only ones, as the author for the original manga has a fiery side as well, such as after a long time of rehearsing, she comes in to see how the play is progressing, and she makes the shocking statement that she wants the whole screenplay to be rewritten. And the series uses this as an added element to showcase her character and the struggles of an accomplished mangaka dealing with her deadlines and ego. But the thing is, with a high ego and a lot of pressure to meet deadlines, you're eventually gonna boil over. And that's what happens to the author in a masterful scene that shows how someone in the midst of working on their passion will most likely reveal their true feelings and frustrations. I know I have in the past on the football pitch, seeing and also being a part of fights and arguments with my teammates. But don't worry, they do not steal the limelight, as our main cast of Aqua, Akane, and Kana are given moments to shine and develop, especially our leading ladies, who have this giant rivalry and tension grow throughout, with one another trying to act out the other and show their dominance. To describe the season, it's all about risking to gain or to be perfect, and the show does that right from the first scene. Instead of having a dynamic intro, we're instead stuck on a still frame of a stage, watching the lights grow dim and seeing slowly as the play reveals its characters, which if not done right would lose the audience's attention. But again, Oshinoko does it amazingly. But even in the midst of a new arc, the series reminds us of the main plot. Hi! What are you guys doing here? Give me a second. No, what do you mean we ran out of anime? No, we're supposed to be talking about the whole season. What do you mean you didn't have time? We had a lot of time for this. No, they're already here. What am I supposed to do? Okay, fine, I'll improvise. I'll figure something out, okay? Thank you. So, yes, that has been this season so far. Unfortunately, there wasn't much time to get through all of the anime of the season, because as you saw, there's a lot. But these are the ones that came to mind first and foremost. Honestly, I don't know what I was doing with that bit. I thought it would be a little funny. But anyways, yeah, this is my first attempt at this season in a nutshell. I hope you guys enjoy it. And let me know what has caught your eye so far from this video, and if there's anything else from this season that you guys have been watching that you think I should take a look at. So put it down in the comments down below. But yeah. To be honest, compared to last season, summer feels a lot weaker in my opinion. The spring season felt like I had a lot more things that actually were interesting, and like the biggest standouts were the biggest standouts. But yeah, no, Oshinoko so far has just run away with this season in my opinion. But yeah, I hope you guys did enjoy. If you guys have any recommendations, again, put it down in the comments below. If you want to stay up to date on anything that I do, I have an Instagram. I have finally a Twitter, or X, or whatever the hell that is. So I'll put links to that. And I stream on Twitch every once in a while. So if you want to find more of me, just not in anime form, take a look there. But thank you, ladies and gentlemen, once again for boarding this edition of the Messy Express. I am your conductor, Brandon, and we've arrived at our final destination. So please don't forget your belongings as you disembark. And if you haven't, remember to like, comment, and subscribe. And stay up to date whenever the next train ride is. And I hope to see you guys aboard once again. Bye-bye. Oh, finally. My gosh, it took me like 5 takes to do. Because it's a brand new exit outro that I'm trying to do. So we'll see how that goes.